Mo from Active Medical Solutions and Dr. Mo Coaching and Maverick Charting Systems. I'm here on YouTube early, making sure I'm live everywhere else shortly. I hope. It's not really connecting, so give me a second. All right, we are now on Instagram and Facebook. Oh, there we go. There we go. And I got Facebook. All right, so all three are up. I'm about to go live on TikTok. So let's do that while we're doing these two. All righty. Hey guys, it is Dr. Mo. I'm actually on a couple minutes early today before my team. Yes, I'm freezing and I'm outside because I'm not going inside. Not just yet. So thank you, TikTok, for notifying viewers that I'm live. I'm going to go over this a little bit. This is not medical advice. And my nurse practitioners will be on here shortly from Active Medical Solutions, which is our medical practice. So they'll be on here to chat, to answer questions. We talk about GLP1s. We talk about safety. We talk about efficacy, mindset, the political climate, sort of, kind of, not really. Hey guys, thanks for showing up today. Welcome to Tuesday. I'm here a couple minutes early, which is pretty amazing. Since I'm always late. I'm always late getting on. So now the key is going to be to make sure I know when my people come in, because they literally ring the doorbell in my streaming software. So anyhow, so this is where I talk about all the things, GLP1s and mindset and health and lifestyle. And where I work is a company called Active Medical Solutions. That is our medical practice. I had one of our current patients ask me, I sent out a mass email to everybody to make sure that we had everybody updated, make sure everybody was getting what they needed. If they wanted coaching, because if you're an AMS patient and you get in before the end of the year, my coaching is free for the life of your membership. So get in, but I sent an email out to kind of tell people, hey, listen, there's free coaching. It's also half price if you're not an AMS patient. And I got a reply that said, are you still working for the same company? Like, yeah, same old. It's my company. So that's a duck over there. If you can see it on TikTok, it's probably really hard on YouTube, but that's a stuffed duck. I don't know where my dog is. I have no idea where my dog is. But anyhow, he'll be around, I'm sure. But Active Medical Solutions is the medical practice that we do prescribe GLP1s. We are not just GLP1s, though. We are a lifestyle medicine practice. We work to make the lives of our patients better and the public better, which is why we are here. So ask all the questions in the comments. Maybe you started a GLP1. Maybe you want to start a GLP1. All the questions. That's what we're here for. So I just want to make sure that my people got the link. Yep, there we go. And make sure nobody texted me saying, where's the link? All right. Nope. Everybody's good. Nobody's coming. Okay. You guys get to get me for a couple more minutes. So do I have any money? Give me money. Okay. Now $10, please. No. If you want to earn money, create value, you're going to get me on a soapbox. I think that's pretty funny. Unless you're my 11-year-old that happens to be on TikTok, then asking me for money, which is quite well, which I'd say no. I would say, if you want money, what do we have to do? We create value, which brings to, Sue, hi, what is a GLP-1? GLP-1s are medication. See, back me up. Say, dude, Dr. Mo, you gotta come back to those of us who don't know what the hell's going on. Hold on, I got people in the waiting room over here. So what is a GLP-1? GLP-1 is, my doorbell didn't work on YouTube. So GLP-1 is, it is the skinny shot. Why don't we just start it off pissing people off today? Maybe myself. So GLP-1s are medications like Ozempic, Mounjaro, Byetta, Byduron, liraglutide, Zepbound. Help me. What are the rest? So weight loss medications, diabetes medications, they're approved for both. Okay. When I swallow, by the way, had my upper GI scope yesterday. Chest pain is definitely GI related. So don't blow off your chest pain, people. Here's my public service announcement. Do not blow off your chest pain. Get evaluated by cardiology first. You're welcome, Sue. Ask any questions you want. And today it feels like I had a stricture dilated. And today it feels like every time I swallow, I'm swallowing a whole Dorito.
Ouch.
So that's kind of that's the best way I can phrase it. It just reminds me of stepping on a Lego. Like Legos, Doritos, you know those awful things, like when a Dorito stabs you in the roof of the mouth, like when you step on a Lego. Yeah. So, anyhow, but that's me. Are GLP1s good to use short term? All right, you guys help me with this question. So I've got Neil and Amanda in the background.
What's the short term? What's the purpose?
Okay, yeah, good. Short term.
Trying to get things logged on without causing an echo.
Yeah. Am I smoking? I wish I was. No, just kidding. I am an addict after all. No, it's a mosquito coil because we are really mosquito-y out here. It is really bad. I was alive last night. I know, right now. And I have a candle on this side, so you might actually see smoke from both because I like good smells. So here I am sitting outside. But the question is, I guess, why? Yeah, I like that, Neil. Why do you want to use it short term? It's not
overall. I don't think it's a short term medication. They're more of a long term medication. Even if it's for diabetes, it's a long term medication. If it's for weight loss, it's more of a long term process. I mean, it might be short term to get to your goal weight, but for some people, like theoretically, someone might have 35 pounds to lose to get them normal, and they're happy at that weight, and they get there very, very quickly. Because some people have, these work unbelievably well on them, while they work not as well on others, or just not insanely well. So it's possible, like 4 months, like you're at goal weight, and I guess that would be short term, I'd say, but that's not the plan.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that speaks to a lot of people. A lot of people, even when they lose weight, want to get off the medications as soon as possible. But I honestly don't think that's the right way to think about weight loss or fat loss. I mean, I think this is about health. This is about mental, physical, emotional health. And none of that's short term. So I find it interesting because, for a long time, not a long time. Okay. This landscape changed so fast over the past 2 years. There's this like, oh, we should get people on 12-month protocols, 18-month protocols so we can get them off. But we didn't gain our weight because we have a healthy relationship with food, or our bodies work really well. Some of us have PCOS, some of us have, a lot of food noise and disordered eating patterns. I don't know. I don't think this is a short-term medication. Almost ever.
I don't think so. Yeah, it's not so you can drop 15 pounds really quick for a wedding. It's not what it's for. I mean, people go to health spas for that. I mean, whatever. I can't stop them, but that's not how we do things.
But yeah, that's not how we do.
Not what I would do, honestly, because honestly, you could crush your appetite, lose that weight, but it's coming back. And honestly, if you do it that method, you're probably going to gain more than you lost.
Yeah.
Afterwards, because you didn't learn anything other than how to kill your appetite, which you can do with phentermine and other drugs.
Well, that's just it. If you use it that way, you're using it as a diet drug, and we don't do that. We don't believe in doing that. So yeah, Shelly's been on tour since September 2022, maintenance since December 23. Yeah, I mean, and is maintenance not the messiest thing ever, man? I'm telling you. What are the side effects? So, most common ones that we see are what? Occasionally diarrhea with semaglutide, very occasionally with tirzepatide, nausea.
Well, I guess the short answer is primarily GI related, and primarily with peak dosing and dose changes. We'll see some headaches here and there, dehydration because it takes out the thirst drive as well as the hunger drive. So you have to be conscious of your hydration a lot more. But yeah, it's primarily GI related, some occasional headaches. Some people say fatigue. The headaches and fatigue, I think, most of the time are dehydration related. I think that pretty much covers it.
Yeah, no, I think so. And I think the key is most of the side effects when you work with your provider, your nurse practitioner, your PA, or your doctor, can be mitigated, and not by popping another pill, not by, you know, granted, some days you need Zofran, don't get me wrong, but you shouldn't be on Zofran every dose. We need to figure the things out.
Or Miralax.
Or Miralax. Well, you know what though? Oh, guys, guess what? Hold on, don't let me forget to do this prioritized protein comment. But because I had my first colonoscopy yesterday because I'm 50. So first of all, the nurse calling me back had to look around the room because she didn't think it was me because she thought I was too young. I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to go with that. Number 2, I have a tortuous colon, which explains my lifelong constipation, just so everyone knows. So yeah, I needed, because Amanda said about Miralax and GLP1s, I needed Miralax in the beginning. And they had some recommendations for aloe vera and stuff. I said, I just do AG1 every day and I'm okay. So, but I thought I actually have a reason for it. So, but this is kind of my public service announcement number 45 of the month, because it's been that kind of month, that, you know, don't blow off chest pain. And there might actually be a reason for your symptoms that is not related to the GLP-1, right? It's not always the GLP-1.
Well, and here's, you know, like constipation is one of those things that I see people in person so much. I'm sure you see them in the ER as well. Don't, because they say, well, my doctor didn't do anything about it. Well, first intervention is always, and this is not just constipation, this is for anything. We always do the most successful intervention first for the most of the patient. And then if you leave and never let the people know that that didn't work, they don't know. So they can't move on to the next step. I see so many people, well, they just told me to change my diet. Yes, because for 90% of the people, that's going to work. And if you did not call them back and say that did not work, they don't know. They can't then recommend you for the colonoscopy. They can't then recommend you for the medication. They can't then recommend you for the next step, the imaging, the whatever, for whatever problem it is. If your doctor does the first intervention and you don't tell them that didn't work, they're not going to know to go to the next step. And that's true for everything. So,
and I'm not hitting the protein comment super fast because it's going to be a longer explanation today. But Lisa, your doctor put you on 5 of Manjaro. Are they starting you at 5? Answer that one. I have 7 new messages that I have to scroll. I know I need to prioritize protein, but how much? Over 100 pounds to lose. See, now I'm like paranoid. I'm going to do the caveat. As long as you do not have any other health problems and all of your organs are functioning well, namely your kidneys, protein for females, we suggest. Hi, Brandon. I did not say hi. I've been too busy talking.
Hey.
Brandon's here on the background too now. We go boy girl in the you can go on YouTube and see their faces. We can't do it on TikTok. It is what it is. I'm not lucky enough to have a streaming key on TikTok. So if anybody knows how to get one, we still can't. We always say 100 grams for females, 150 for males to start, and then go from there. But clear that with your doctor. This is not medical advice. And a lot of the things that it's important, if you have kidney disease, like we have a patient who she didn't know she had kidney disease because her doctor never said anything. And then we didn't know, because if, again, like Amanda said, you have to tell your doctor, hey, listen, like yesterday when I went in for anesthesia or, a little bit of anesthesia, they said, this says you have coronary artery disease. Is that right? Because looking at me, I don't look like that. Okay, well, I got a lot of parts moving around on the inside doing their dumb things. So you have to tell your doctor it's working, it's not working, whatever. Kathy, my only side effect is constipation. Yeah, it definitely slows down your guts. I mean, that's its kind of job, right? It slows down your GI transit time. And especially if we're eating less, there's less to poop. We'll stay on it as long as I can still get it. Yeah, I hear you there. Yeah. Yep, 100 grams a day. Can't tolerate Miralax. I did Colace.
I don't know what that means, though.
Like can't tolerate Miralax, like it makes you want to throw up when you take it. Yeah,
or are they saying that it's too strong? That you can really, really adjust with Miralax.
Yeah.
But Miralax can also go in anything. I put it in coffee.
Yeah, I just down it in water.
And it dissolves completely.
I mean, I don't take Miralax anymore unless I'm, getting a colonoscopy. But
Better than go lightly.
well, I actually had the makes my hands and face swell. Okay, well,
Okay, well then yeah. Mhm.
yeah, that's a hard no. Yeah,
I wonder if that's just fluid shift. I don't know. I mean, if you have better solutions, then stick with your better solutions. But
absolutely. It sounds like fluid shifts though.
yeah, that's just
Make
interesting
sure your kidneys are okay because it kind of sounds nephrotic. You know what I mean?
because Miralax works with fluids. I don't know. That's interesting.
Right. Yeah, kind of cool. Mag 07 does help a lot of people. Is Mag 07 at all a stimulant laxative? Do you guys know? Or is it just osmotic?
I'm looking.
I'm asking my team.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else is in it.
I don't like stimulant laxatives.
Yeah.
Mag 07 and Colace. Yep. Okay. Just magnesium. Osmotic. Okay, great. Thanks. Nope. Perfect. Yeah, because I don't.
Yeah, it's mag oxide. That's it.
Oh, Neil, this is all you. Can we please explain free testosterone? Well, and anyone else, but Neil's a hormone.
So basically, the easiest way to say it is
Listen to Neil about hormones. I'm getting. Hold on, Neil. Let me turn up your volume a little bit. I need a protein shake or something.
Yeah. So the easiest way to explain it is like your total testosterone is all the testosterone you have in your body. That's just total. The free testosterone is stuff that is not bound. Basically, I would say that's the more active protein. So theoretically, you want to have a higher free testosterone. So it's more active and you're using it. But there are limits on kind of both ends on like having a low free testosterone and too high of a free testosterone. Because if it's too high, that means it's bound up and it can react and convert basically to estrogen. So you don't want that too high either. So it's a balancing act. Most of the time, the body does a pretty good job of keeping it pretty well balanced. I guess that's the easiest way to explain it.
I had a patient recently. It was a female patient, and she's like, they checked my testosterone and they said it wasn't high. And I looked up the lab result. They'd used a male lab.
Oh,
like, yeah. So it really could kind of be high. It wasn't through the roof, but yeah, I was like, yeah, no, that's probably a little high for a woman, but they use the male. But it's all right. It's fine.
But again, same thing. If they're not symptomatic,
she's PCOS. She has hair everywhere, and yeah. I was like, yeah, no, you have PCOS. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's
fine. Where are your tweezers?
I was like, I don't need the lab. It's fine.
Oh shoot, I had something to say and I don't remember what it was. Oh well, I'll remember eventually, maybe if it's important. Thank you for the follows, Yamilet. Appreciate it. Like and follow. Okay, like and follow. Let's do the things because I forget. If you want to be a patient, go to amstelehealth.com. If you want coaching, go to drmocoaching.com. If you want both, sign up for AMS first because then coaching is free if you sign up before January.
Yes, Linda, thanks. Give me a follow.
I mean, chop liver.
And follow Amanda.
That's what I'm typing now.
There you go. There you go. Everybody type into the TikTok.
Oh, now it won't let me type. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. I can't type. Started compound tirzepatide 4 weeks ago. I've lost 10.5 pounds. Super amazing job on
awesome.
It's really, I say super amazing job like you actually did it, but on being an early responder. Just because it gives you that feedback that holy crap, life won't always suck. Sorry.
And anybody else watching that 10.5 pounds, I'd say that's a really good month. That's a fantastic month. Some people don't have that first month. Like, first of all, it doesn't work well for the first 2 to 3 months. They're not going to lose a ton of weight. And everybody here will see this, or they'll come to us and they'll be like, I lost 4 pounds my first month. That's still amazing. That's still a pound a week. And it's really hard to not compare yourself to others. And someone else might like that 10.5. They might be disappointed with that 10.5. They're like, well, someone lost 26 pounds their first month. And 10.5 is nothing. No, 10.5 is incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible weight loss for 1 month. Food noise gone. Planning on staying 2.5 as long as it's working. Yep.
Perfect.
That's like amazing. Amazing.
And it won't let me type it. It let me send an emoji. So there you go. That's me.
That's I saw the smiley face. I'm like, hi.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
go
Won't let
follow
me,
me, and
won't let me
she has
type
a-
anything. I don't know.
But no, that's yeah, and you can't. We really can't compare ourselves to anybody else, and even with large, like people say, oh, I need 100 pounds. I have to lose 100 pounds. I'm going to need a higher dose than somebody who only has to lose 20. It's not how it works. It's just not. Yeah, Kathy said it took her to 10 to have consistent loss. Yep, absolutely, and that's actually more patients than not, probably.
Me too.
You know. Thank you, Linda. If you look at Linda, 14 states for patients, everywhere for coaching. So if you want to know what states we serve, we could. I'm like, you ready? Alabama, Arizona. I'm not reading. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head. Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Indiana, all the Miamis, Ohio,
Wisconsin,
yep, Virginia,
Louisiana,
Louisiana. There you go.
You skipped the easiest one.
Texas. Shit. Oops.
Virginia,
No, got Virginia.
Not in
Wisconsin.
Colorado yet. That is on the list.
New York,
New York.
Mississippi,
Are we in Mississippi? Yeah, Mississippi. No Colorado, no Nebraska. I always send people to
Michigan?
Nicole Baldwin. Michigan. I did say Michigan. Forgot. And not Washington. None of the ones you guys are asking. That's hilarious. Not a damn state that helps anyone on here. No, just kidding. That's actually why my coaching is nationwide. And it's also half off if you sign up. Like forever. Like not like half off for the first month. Just half off forever if you sign up before January 1st. That's assuming I remember to increase the price January 1st, which is pretty funny. Yes, Hamilton Telehealth for anybody but California. I'm actually going to.
Oh, Tennessee.
Oh, forgot
Wisconsin.
Tennessee.
I think Tennessee and Wisconsin are the
Yeah,
two.
Wisconsin.
I had to see it. I had to.
Forgot Tennessee. Yes, so Nicole Baldwin is a very close colleague who we usually send people to, and she's at Hamilton Telehealth. Maribel is in California. Nikki doesn't see people in California anymore. I'm not sure she sees Louisiana either, because some of the states are, less than friendly with telehealth. So, and here's my public service announcement number 47 for the day. Please don't lie to your providers. We go on honesty, and we're doing our best. There's a lot of this is kind of twofold. Some of it though is truly addiction issues and eating disorder issues where you're not lying really on purpose. It's just really you got issues, but it's hard over telehealth. We do video visits with our patients, but it's hard for us. We have to trust you. We expect you to trust us, and we have to trust you. So that's that. That's all. Well, what other questions you guys have? What other victories? What other wins? It's Thanksgiving week. What are we thankful for? I'm thankful that I'm sitting outside, even though my hands are frozen and my nose is running. Because this side of my face is warm. I'm like a little plant. But I don't want to go in the house yet. It's November 26th. I grew up north. I do not want to go in the house yet. It's not.
No, right? It would pop like 50 degrees and I'd wear shorts and a t-shirt to walk to school in the morning. And now it's 50 degrees and I'm in sweatpants and sweatshirt down in Texas.
Right? How many layers can I put on at 50? It's because I'm weak now. I'm weak, Neil.
I'm scared of next week here. We're dipping below 20.
Oh boy, that's a lot.
I'm trying to insulate the chicken coop and
drop down to 12 and a half. Is that bound, Letty? 7 to goal.
Nice.
So excited. Life changing. Doesn't it feel great? It's like you just get up and you live your life, you do your things. Sorry, this look on my face.
What's crazy with 7 to goal is that she could hit that this month. It could be a couple months. You know what I mean? She could drop down the weight and then
It could
still
be
lose it.
60 months before it goes away.
It's just 61 potatoes.
60 down 61 potatoes.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
I think that's Linda that said no insulation. My husband is dealing with that as well. He's like, what is happening? I'm freezing.
I know. It's I mean, I've always been cold. I've always been cold. Well, when I was a kid, I wasn't. I did a lot of stupid things out in the snow when I was a kid. I made snow angels in a swimsuit one day at swim practice. Like, I'm not doing that ever again. Maybe I'm just smarter now. Probably that. Yeah, Kathy said, I lived in Florida for a while. I laughed at people in parkas at 50. I'm that people. I am that people. I think it's like, what is it now? Right now here, 60 something? And I'm still like, all right, come on. A little bit more sunshine. The high's like 69 today. God forbid I need to burp. That is the worst feeling. That and eating the Doritos. I'm not eating Doritos, by the way. I really was hungry yesterday, and I ate grapes. And I'm supposed to stay on soft foods for 24 hours, which it's going to be a little longer than that. I think it hurts. And I ate grapes, two, because I was like, I wonder if this will go down okay. Not soft food. Between treated hypothyroidism and compound tirzepatide, I'm always frozen. Yeah. Letty, it does. I mean, that little curve, like I weigh myself every day, so I have like a little curve. It was so frustrating. I was like, it was a quarter of a pound a week. I was so annoyed. Well, now it doesn't matter because I can, I don't do stupid things with food anymore. But when I did, I pop up 5 pounds in a week, and I get it. It's not fat, but it also didn't go away like in 2 days either. I just don't do that shit anymore.
Well, I was more saying some people I've had, like they drop down, like, hey, I'm at goal. I'm like 2 pounds away from goal. They drop down dose, and then they have like a 5 pound month. Then they go past goal. You know, it's like, oops. You know?
Right?
Yeah, no, we're supposed to be slowing down. What's going on here?
Oh, I know for sure. Jenny on Tirzep journey. Were you on tirzepatide before? She said, I'm on 1 milligram of sema and feel no appetite suppression. First of all, the weight loss doses of Wegovy aren't until you hit 1.7 and 2.4. It's not, doesn't work as quickly in like a population. Some people it does, but most people it does not. Am I wrong in saying that? Did I say that?
Different because I expected Courtney to go way higher in her dose from what she was on Monjuro, and like when the first time she took one, it about killed her. It sounded like because it was way too strong. But everybody's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's just it. Everyone is different. I mean, you might have to get up to 2.4, you know, before you get appetite suppression, or you might. I don't know. I would think you'd get it. You know, we've talked about this before that we don't really have many non-responders. Very, very rarely.
There's an article I saw the other day. It was behind a paywall, so I couldn't really read it. And they were saying it was like 20% of people may be non-responders to like tirzepatide and semaglutide. I'm like, that's a huge number, and I haven't seen that. Okay,
yeah, let's talk about that. Lainey said I've only lost 1 pound in a month. Yeah, depends on where you are. That's sometimes toward the end, closer to goal. It was a quarter pound a week.
Or if you're in the beginning, you know, like, and you're not at a proper dose, that might be it. Or, you know, some people are just slow losers, which is still a quarter pound a week. That's not bad. And then, you know, are you doing all the things you need to do? Some people can overeat the drug.
What are those things, Neil?
Some people can overeat the drug. Like you can overeat this drug by just eating sugar.
Yeah.
Because it's in and out of your stomach and you absorb so fast. Like you could just live on sugar and you still not lose weight.
And
the first thing is protein.
If you're overeating sugar, it also brings back the food noise on the drug. Like, listen, it's not a freaking miracle. I mean, it's a miracle, but it's not a miracle. You know what I mean? Okay, sorry, Neil, go ahead.
No, first step is protein. We always push protein. As long as there's not a contraindication for you having a high protein diet. Women, it's about 100 grams. Men, it's about 150 grams, give or take, of protein a day. If you're struggling with appetite, I usually push more towards the side of whole foods. If you are struggling to get anything in, that's where liquid stuff comes in. Like Dr. Mo had her core power. You can't see mine unless you're on YouTube. This Oinkos 23, love them. 23 grams of protein for $1.48 and 7 ounces of fluid. Like if you
All right, that's a nice volume. That's a really good volume.
Like, and if you're dying for the day, like you drink 4 of these a day, it's $6. You pretty much hit your protein goal.
I need to text that to my dad.
And there you are. But yeah, it helps you retain your muscle. It helps you stay fuller longer, get fuller faster, keep your hair. And usually it keeps you from, if you're like, hitting your goal, a lot of times it helps you to not eat other foods and get your overall calorie intake down. In studies with eating 30 grams of protein for breakfast, people ate 300 to 400 calories less per day without even trying. It just happened. So right there, that's like a half pound a week just by eating a high protein diet, starting with breakfast. Let's see.
Hi guys, big boy Brawny. I can't say that. I'm sorry. What was the product? It's Oikos, Oikos.
Oikos Pro, 23 grams of protein.
Oh, yeah, Oikos Pro, and they had I want to try the mango ones. They didn't have them when I ordered them.
And then it's right next to the other ones because Oikos has like a 10-gram shake as well. It's a little cheaper, but this is the one I would go with. It tastes really good, and it's 7 ounces for 23 grams of
I totally need to try it, but I can't put it on my grocery list because I need my phone to do that.
Yeah, they're sold out a lot. Every time I go, like there's something, it's almost empty. And I think last time I went, I just took them all. I'm like, okay, because they weren't here the last 2 times I've been here. I'm taking them. Nice. It's my breakfast every morning now.
Is it really? Okay.
I mean, this with like some protein pancakes or something like that.
I mean, because these are $4. Like it ain't cheap. Like they're.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is super affordable. Like $6 for the whole day of your protein, and you can eat other stuff in between there, But
right. But you make sure you get it. Which is super important. Oh, Linda, while you're here, you'd be proud. We baked bread yesterday. Just saying.
Oh, Kathy had a tiny sliver of pumpkin pie, enough to not trigger cravings. So you are allowed to eat whatever you want on these diets. I know, like we've had patients come in there. My doctor told me I'm never allowed to have chocolate again, which is absolutely false.
Now, if chocolate's going to trigger a binge, or you're allergic and you get anaphylactic, don't do it.
Don't do it. But if you're not that binging, purging, and you can even try it one time. Like, it's Thanksgiving, eat some turkey, have a bite of mashed potatoes, have a sliver of pumpkin pie, and don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I mean, let's say you have a steady week. This week you don't lose weight. That's okay, because every other week you've lost weight and you're going back to losing weight next week. This is a long-term thing. This is not. Thanksgiving week and Christmas week are not making a break in this. Right.
My mom is Weight Watchers lifetime. I hope she doesn't care that I'm ratting her out here, but whatever. And, they have a saying over there that, it's not the time between Thanksgiving and New Year's that hurts you. It's the time between New Year's and Thanksgiving. So it takes a second. Except
when you look at the studies, most people put their weight on this time of year.
And never take it off.
Come off. So every year they put on like 4 pounds, 40 pounds heavier. And it wasn't from like eating like crap all year. It was just like a heavy duty Thanksgiving, which I think probably most of it Thanksgiving because you're eating heavy, dense, calorie dense food all day long. Even when you're like, I can't eat another bite. Okay, I'll have 2 more pieces of pie,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For sure. Because it's right there, right? I'm currently on my 4th shot of Zepbound 5. I'm starting to get food noise. Should I go to 7.5? Or, increase whole foods, increase fiber. So you guys, if you followed me, nobody really finds me by accident, guys. Remember, this is not medical advice on here. I just feel the need to say that a lot today. I have an extraordinarily high propensity to binge and restrict, and I have a lot of food noise. And I had to go off of tirzepatide for my colonoscopy yesterday, upper and lower scope. And there's 2 things about that I want to mention. That the food noise, number one, it's real. It is real, and it is definitely impacted by food quality. Because last week I couldn't eat anything with fiber because colonoscopy part, and I couldn't really eat very well either because I had trouble swallowing. But It's definitely, the food noise is definitely impacted by what I ate. I had to literally white knuckle my way through last week just because it was annoying as heck and all I was eating was noodles and rice. Boring crap. All I wanted was avocado toast on sprouted grain bread. It was so funny. I'm like, could I please just have a grape? I just want something like real food. So food quality matters. But if you can't get your food quality under control, I fully respect that. And if you need to go up to 7.5, it's not a crime. That was an it's depends answer.
And adding to that, like, so some people will, like that food noise to come back a little bit. Like they like having like 6 days of no food noise, and that seventh day they can eat a little bit more, because then they can kind of make sure they got the protein in for that day at least. They're hydrating again for the week before they take their shot, and and then they struggle to get all their calories and protein in. So some people like that. So it's more of a, if you think you need more support, like you're struggling through the weeks, I would probably go up. If you're like, no, I'm doing okay, like I can handle that day 6 or day 7 right before I take my shot, I'm doing okay, there's no reason to go up if you don't want to. You don't have to go up.
Yeah, you don't have to go up and you don't have to stay the same.
Yeah.
And I thought about this. If you would have told me 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, before I went on Mounjaro, that I had cardiac disease and I had to change my diet, what would I have done? I would have tried and failed and tried and failed. It took 2.5 years on the medication for me to get to a point where when you said, listen, you really need to change your intake, that it
Sorry.
You're good. It took 2.5 years for me to have a quiet brain enough to be able to make that change. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, you guys? I mean, I know, I know I'm crazy. I get it. And my brain is very sick. I get that. But I mean, seriously.
You mean with like finding out like you have the CAD?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I think that's a huge brain trigger as well. Like the people that have a heart attack, they try to quit. They smoke for 40 years, 3 packs a day. They have that heart attack and literally never touch a cigarette again. Can't even stand the smell of the smoke. Sometimes there's that something happens.
Yeah.
The brain trigger, and then it doesn't. Yeah. So would you have been able to make those changes with just finding that out? Because that's big news.
Yeah.
Hey, since we're kind of on the subject of quality food, I found this at Costco. You guys have probably tried these. Can y'all see this?
What are they? No.
Wow. Protein balls.
Oh, the protein balls? Yep, I overate them. Had to go.
Yeah, they're awesome. I don't know. I mean, they have a lot of carbs in them.
But they do. I can overeat just about anything. Well, kind of not anymore, but Kathy, I eat all foods in moderation. Restriction
Perfect.
causes me to not be able to sustain. So I have to, and we are addressing a couple of issues with people's weight going too low in the practice. And I have to be very, very careful to not restrict, because that is the other side of my disease. So, my compensatory behavior is not purging. My compensatory behavior is restriction. So, I think that we shortchange a lot of our, I can't see, my glasses are disgusting. I just think we need to be cognizant of that. And for some people are like, no, I've always been overweight. Yeah, me too. I get that. Well, not always, but because I would restrict myself pathologically at times because I couldn't stand being overweight. So it's really, for me to sit in that moderation for me to be in that moderation place makes maintenance for me like I have to be just as aware as when I'm losing weight. And I've accepted the fact that I'm going to have to be that way forever. This is a long game, at least God willing. It's a long game, right? Yeah, Kathy said she's 70. Took her many years to accept that. I'm going to go up because this is an easier one to answer. Thank you, Lena, for sharing the live. Welcome. Were you on 2.5 years before losing substantial weight? No. The first month I was on it, I lost 15 pounds. But I was literally eating everything that was not nailed down and a shit ton of sugar. I had so much inflammation. And if I were to tell you what I was eating, it's probably too embarrassing to actually, I'll share all kinds of stuff. I'll talk about my freaking colon, but to share what I was eating at that point is probably not something I can share on social media. I don't know. Maybe someday I will. Maybe not today. We'll see. Maybe I'll share it in my private groups. But no, I lost, took me about 5 months to lose 50 pounds, which is stupid fast for me, considering I have fought for 45 years to lose the weight and keep it off. This is by far the longest I've kept it off. And I don't have to white knuckle, and I don't have fat cortisol face because I'm totally stressed out about it, which is really nice. Is gastroparesis and pancreatitis possibility higher with higher doses? Biggest fear since starting?
So I'll take the pancreatitis. No, like in the studies, there was equal number of pancreatitis cases at every dose, including the placebo. No medication. The same amount of people had pancreatitis.
Just salt and pepper.
So it really didn't increase it at all with that one. Gastroparesis, I'm not sure on that one. I think that's more of it depends on the person, because 2.5 might shut someone's gut down incredibly slow, while others it doesn't. And even 15 doesn't really slow them down. They don't get constipation, they get more diarrhea. So I think it's more individual, and then how fast you increase the dose. What are your thoughts?
So I wanted to look this up really quickly because there's I think when we say gastroparesis, I do not think that word means what you think it means.
I think they're like saying the actual gastroparesis in the hospital, like the clinical diagnosis, not the slowed stomach slightly, which is what the point of the meds are anyway.
And this explanation is really good. GLP1 receptor agonists can delay gastric emptying, which can cause symptoms that mimic gastroparesis. So the diagnosis of gastroparesis, I needed to find a good way to say it.
Okay.
Because I couldn't, every time God forbid I burp, it's like, oh my God, here comes the Dorito right back up. Oh God, that's really uncomfortable. Okay. But it's also really reassuring to know my chest pain is gastro. But gastroparesis is a slowing down of the gut, but it's also accompanied by pain and vomiting. And if you're in our practice, if you are one of our patients, vomiting is never an acceptable side effect of a GLP-1. Pain is not an acceptable side effect, and you don't blow off pain by saying, oh, I'm sure it's just the med. You don't do that. And that's why we run a lifestyle medicine practice, not a pill mill. We don't just push out meds. If we find out you're abusing our system, you get fired from our practice. And granted, people can lie. I get that. But we are medical providers. These are medications that need to be very well, you need to be well educated. I was actually joking last night because I got a reply from a patient who was confused if I still work for the same practice. Yep. Not going anywhere. And it's always Active Medical Solutions. Like it is what it is. But I thought about this and I thought, I bet this person doesn't go to the patient lives, doesn't go to the happy hour, isn't on school, isn't using the educational resources because we are present. Obviously there's five. Jesus Christ, I can't count. There are 4 of us on a public live to educate the public, not medical advice, to educate the public from Active Medical Solutions. Like literally most of our practice is sitting here chatting. Like if you don't know who we are, if you can't see our faces, you're not paying attention. And that is our ideal client. That's my ideal client in coaching. That's our ideal patient in AMS is I want to know you. We want to chat. That's why we do unlimited texting, right? We don't do, you can only talk to someone once a month. You can say hi every damn day. We're good with that. Love that. So that was a really long explanation and a rant.
Let me add on to that though. So of the 4,700 plus patients since the last time I got a number we've treated, I've never seen gastroparesis. I have surgeons talk about it in the ER, and none of them have ever seen it from these medications, even though they keep talking about it. Never had a patient diagnosed with it because of these. With pancreatitis, we've had, I think 5 now develop pancreatitis. All of them were heavy alcohol drinkers, which alcohol alone is a huge risk for pancreatitis.
Everything.
Had they never touched the medicine, they probably would have got pancreatitis. So I have no fear for either one of those conditions.
Nope. Michaela said, I feel if one has that many symptoms, the dose is too high, lowered my dose. I feel normal. Yep. Freaking best statement ever.
That's,
Like-
no, it's perfect. But some people like think that the dose has to be incredibly high and feel like crap for them to be losing weight. You don't. Some people lose lots of weight and they don't feel it's working. They're like, this doesn't do anything. I don't feel anything, but the weight's coming off.
Isn't that funny? Like my dad has 0 side effects except for like he has no effects.
Yeah.
Like it's like he takes it and the weight comes off at half a pound a week or a pound a week. You know, at the beginning it was a pound a week or whatever. And that's it. Like no drama llama. And thank you very much for the compliments, guys. I appreciate that. Like and follow, like the live, share the live, share the love. It gets us views. Come here, buddy. You want to say hi to people? You really need a haircut. Really badly. Neil, how's your puppy?
She's doing good. We're in the biting phase. We like to bite.
Oh, well, there's that. Okay.
This is the longest biting phase I've ever had for a puppy.
Really?
Yeah. And she has 2 other dogs to chew on. I don't know why she chews on us. And it's random. It's like 8 to 9 o'clock every night. She wants to chew on everybody.
She wants to play. Time to play.
It's crazy.
Time to play. Okay, Mom, we're done with the snuggle. Okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I have a feeling part of my loss has been, I should bring the dog on more. We get lots of hearts for the dog. I have a feeling part of my loss has been inflammation. Yes. Like if I look, because I have, if any of you have lost weight multiple times in the past, you've got like the old pictures that, you know, where you lost weight and you look great and you love looking at yourself in the mirror, you know, and you're like, oh my God, this is the way I'm supposed to look. And I look back at those pictures and I was flat out puffy. Like my weight was similar, but I was puffy. Like that's what I said. I had this cortisol face. You know, sometimes I'm like during the colonoscopy prep, I gained 2 pounds, by the way. I was very proud of myself. The nurse is like, thank you. It's no problem getting an IV. Just because I was drinking so much friggin' fluid. Hello, Matthew. I am on live on TikTok and all the things. That was a no. He just went running. Okay. Yes, it's Neil and Brandon and Amanda. It's like romper room. How is it? Okay, let me know how it is. Homemade bread. Brandon, are you on TikTok?
Nope. I know.
Brandon's going to get on TikTok so he can share the love of his lives.
I might hear about this later.
I mean, isn't it like a requirement to be on TikTok at the hospital you work at? So you guys can do dances and post them?
Oh, in healthcare? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a shadow account for that. My dancing, you know.
The Brandon dancing account. Brandon dances. No, it's not.
No, I went to Costco last night. Those, in all seriousness, I spent, $300 on protein, everything. The Oikos are like really good price. You don't have to, that's our once a week thing, but you don't have to spend a lot to get good protein. You can get Greek yogurt for like $1 a cup, a little less than that. There's so many good options. I mean, Neil's Oikos that he has is great. Chobani Complete's pretty good. It's about $1.50 a pop.
I just
Those are good
transitioned
choices.
my kid to Kroger Greek yogurt that's blended. He's 6 instead of like Paw Patrol. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like a snack for kids right now, like they want gummy bears or whatever, and it's just like pure trash,
Yeah.
It's better to get.
I started teaching him, you want protein, buddy, protein.
Absolutely.
And he'll bring me his yogurt. Does this have protein? I said, yes.
And you don't need much. 15 grams for a snack is a lot. That's a really good snack.
Ratio protein yogurt tastes good. I've not seen that one.
I have
Ratio's got 25 grams, and I think it's a Walmart or H-E-B is where I normally get that.
Oh, wow.
25 grams, yeah.
I'm looking at this price at Kroger's $1.50. 25 grams for $1.50 is an awesome price.
Pretty good. Yeah, my favorite is Oikos Pro. It's 20 grams, and the taste is like perfect.
Kathy, I've always made kids have a protein snack when they got home from school before homework. I need to be way better influencing the child, for sure. I'm looking something up. I want to see if it'll do this for me.
Oh, Mindful saying Premier Protein at Costco is very reasonably priced. Yeah, and every once in a while they'll throw it on sale. Like even the Gold Standard from Optimum Nutrition, it'll be like 15 or 20 bucks off. It's a killer deal.
Yes, my husband has whey protein for his smoothies, and he got Nutricost, I think, just because he just does unflavored whey and then flavors it with other things. He puts Seek in there, frozen mango. His Spango's a little different than mine. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do my Spango smoothie anymore, by the way. I think it might have exacerbated my GI stuff. We'll see. I think I have to go lower volume. But he got this, like, the ginormous tub ever of protein for, like, super cheap. I was like, wow. It's like it barely fits on the shelf in the pantry.
Oh, wow.
How much protein do you really need? But I thought that was pretty funny. That's cool, Kathy. They had choices, but it all contained protein. What are my thoughts on Kachava? I've put it in my cart about 1 million times, wanted to try it. And then I just pretty much, and now I do AG1, so I'm all about gimmicks. Don't get me wrong. But I think if it helps you, like if it helps you convenience wise and you're not afraid to pay for, like you're able to pay for it, I think it's fine to try anything like that. Like if it's like the overnight oats things, you know, if you want prepackaged overnight oats and you can afford them, I think it's fine. Anything that helps with convenience, I think that's great. Yes, Brenda, you can. For YouTube and everybody else, Brenda said I'm on a hormone patch and semaglutide. Do you think I can lose weight? The answer is a resounding yes.
Yep.
Because
I can't see the reason why the hormone patch would prevent that. It should only really help.
Yeah, the only ones that sometimes make it a little harder to lose weight is like testosterone therapy, and that's because you're typically building muscle as well, especially if you're just starting. So a lot of times it's a little bit slower, but your fat to muscle ratios going in the proper direction. So I wouldn't worry too much about the scale because at the end of the day, like you want that muscle to burn more fat. So long term, it's a way better problem to have.
So this is a good question. Do any of us do low FODMAP on tirzepatide? I don't think any of us do. I think we're all pretty moderate, middle of the road type of people. Except for Amanda with meat, but I don't eat red meat anymore. Anyway, very occasionally. Nothing with a face, Amanda. But no, we do not. And I shouldn't, I'm pausing because, you know, if this GI stuff ends up being eosinophilic, I've got to figure out which food triggers are making it worse. So, you know, I might end up having to do an elimination diet to figure out what to do. But there is really no diet that goes with tirzepatide or semaglutide. It's whatever your other health concerns or ethical beliefs are, right? I mean, that's... And that's why we do lifestyle medicine and not just a like one size fits all. Oh, hold on. We have people in the chat over on.
Yeah, yes and no on YouTube. Yes and no.
Oh, it's hilarious. No, but it's a.
Brandon, can you see the chat on YouTube?
Why does it look like Brandon and Mo are at the same residence? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
No, send me the link, Neil.
It's YouTube, watchdrmo.com.
Oh, okay. I know that.
I know you do. Brandon's been talking more.
Yeah.
The problem
was a while ago. That was a while ago.
I know. But the problem is I talk too much and I'm trying like heck not to. Half off forever just means... Hold on. What was that? It's half the price. Well, kind of, but there are a lot of places that say, if you sign up, you get half off your first month and, you know.
So C-Sweezy, the point of the live is we're talking about GLP-1 medications, weight loss, lifestyle medicine.
I like the Bugs Bunny, by the way.
What's that?
Their avatar is Bugs Bunny.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, talk about GLP-1s, lifestyle medications, how to lose fat successfully, how to maintain fat loss, why you give a crap about maintaining fat loss, all those things.
Or just kind of general questions. Like, I mean, we've helped people. Like, someone came on here before. I don't know if you're trolling Sweezy, but someone came on here to troll, had some questions, and we actually helped them out for their brother and their brother's diabetes. So
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
yeah,
We'll help anybody. Hi, Bill Clinton. Don't inhale. Just saying. And no, I'm not smoking. It's a mosquito coil. Oh my goodness. All right. So it's Thanksgiving.
did we see Brenda's?
Oh no, I did not.
Yeah, so Brenda's. I'm not losing weight on semaglutide and postmenopausal.
Are you at 2.4?
I'm not losing weight.
Like, what's your dose of semaglutide? Because so if somebody were to come to a provider and say they have high blood pressure and we start them on a medication, we have to, we start, hold on. TikTok's yelling at me to do the thing. We start them on a medication and then we maximize that medication until we achieve appropriate blood pressure control. And then we add something else. Same thing. I do agree with trying tirzepatide if you're at 2.4 and it's not working.
And you're not, unless you're not doing all the things. Like, if you're like just kind of doing whatever, like if you're at the max dose, you're not losing. That's when you have to really, switch medications or really dig in and start focusing on, making sure you're getting that protein, you're sleeping, you're trying to control stress, you're exercising with like strength training if you're able. That's where I go first, especially depending on cost wise, like, if you're paying for compounded or, your church is covering it.
I'm so sorry. I think C Sweezy over on YouTube is a lawyer. Or if they're not a lawyer, they want to be. Can't wait in 10 years. If you or a loved one has ever taken Ozempic, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Because if you happen to look and see all those Byetta and Bideron patients that are getting paid from the lawsuits, heck yeah, they're getting rich. They're not. They're dead with no legs. Okay.
But that's with anything. There's anything we don't know about anything for maybe 20 years. That's with anything, even with extensive testing. But it's any medication, Tylenol, doesn't matter.
But we know that obesity is directly related to 13 cancers. And it's last time I actually looked at the stats, it was like 37 different illnesses are worsened by obesity, but it's actually up over the hundreds now. But we don't care about, why don't they pay us for that? Hey, I decided to eat too many, Doritos or whatever. They're just on my brain today. And, I got fat. So am I entitled to financial compensation because, they sold this food?
Or you took these medications, you lost weight, you decreased your cardiovascular risk, and you didn't have a heart attack. So you're actually here in 10 years.
To get financial compensation?
To get kind of financial compensation. I would be here, but I'm going to say, there's always those people. But that you remember, because now you don't have Alzheimer's, so you can actually remember taking Ozempic 10 years from now.
Right? There you go. You don't have to have yeah.
So
Carly
I
said
finally got the YouTube comments. That's pretty hilarious.
Yes.
No, here's the deal. I mean,
well, they're so I'm gonna I gotta bitch for a second. If you're saying you don't know what happens with these meds, you're not doing your friggin' research. Go and look and see when the goddamn meds came out. Go grow a brain cell and figure it out. Okay?
Long time ago. On the market for 19 years now for Byetta, but they were being studied since is it the 80s?
1973 is when we started.
There it is. I knew it was a long freaking time ago.
First thing
you could say the same thing was said about metformin.
No shit. Now rant number 2. That's it. We're done. I've been bitching about this for 3 days. Supposedly I'm not supposed to swear on TikTok lives. I'm trying like heck. I haven't dropped the F-bomb yet today. A patient cured is a customer lost. You are full of shit. Okay, I'll stop the F-bombs. Do you think any doctor out there are plenty of things that go wrong. You can eat perfectly, be a perfect human being, and you still might get cancer. You still might get Alzheimer's. You still might have a heart attack. There is never going to be a shortage of patients. There is never going to be a shortage of people to help. And there is no healthcare provider out there that gives a shit about keeping you sick. And I'm so tired of the conspiracy theories out there, especially with the political climate. People need to stop and think. Okay, I'm done.
I mean, I agree with part of it. Food, a lot of our food is poison.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
You have to change your diet. That's what we talk about all the damn time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a lot of these meds give people the opportunity or the ability to make those changes, because sometimes it's hard. I mean, the food is specifically designed to make you addicted to it, just like cigarettes were. I mean, the not a well-known fact, but like Philip Morris bought a lot of these snack companies, and they did the same thing with the snack food they did with cigarettes to make people addicted to it by changing the composition. Why in the hell is it I can't remember now. It's an absurd amount of ingredients in a McDonald's French fry. It should be salt, potato, and oil. It's not. It's 17 things, something ridiculous.
They have to put sugar in there because sugar, salt, and fat together are what trip your dopamine receptors.
Yes, they want me to want to crave it and buy more of it. So yeah, see, Sweezy, I'm not completely disagreeing with a lot of that. But some people,
at least one of us has
it makes it very difficult to do. And a lot of people get on these meds, make better, like lose weight, make better choices, get basically away from that enough so they're no longer addicted to it and can make those choices. And they're going to come off these medications and be healthier and better for it. Or they might stay on the medication. It's whatever they choose because it's their body.
Choice. Exactly. Aubrey nailed it. It's not sometimes hard if you have untreated obesity. It is always hard. We had a patient at the very beginning who said, these drugs aren't perfect, but they make the impossible, they make the impossible merely difficult. If you've struggled for decades because your brain was trained at a very young age, you need help. It's that simple.
I'm out of this. See, Sweezy? I can't hear you right now, Brendan. When one of our patients leaves us because either their doctor's doing it, they've lost enough weight and are coming off the medication, I'm thrilled. I'm happy for them because I want them to be healthy. Like, yes, I make money doing this, but I want them to be healthy. Like, same thing. I work in the ER. I don't work. I mean, I get paid there, but I'm not about billing or any of that stuff. I do what's right for the patient every time. That's why I'm there, to help people. I don't care about the back end billing crap.
Before I reply to Sweezy, can somebody else please?
Are you trying to say doctors didn't get paid for pushing certain medications and vaccines from pharmaceuticals? They did at one point, and I'm sure there's some out there still doing it. I can't remember the website, but there's a website you can look at and see how much compensation your doctor's getting from who and in what methods it is. Yep. I've looked up my doctors. I mean, sometimes it's like literally like they brought lunch one day to the whole hospital and they have to list you for $10 because you got a coffee. But no, back in the day, absolutely. They take trips. And don't even get me started on opiates because F Purdue Pharma and their whole team, I mean, making stuff up. I mean, they're the reasons we have this horrible epidemic. They're the reasons we have this fake pain scale. Like, they invented this ridiculous pain scale and breakthrough pain. So F you, Purdue Pharma. But yes, but that's not us. That's not everybody. And that's not every provider.
And it's not every provider. And I read a post this morning by Spencer Nadolski. And I got stuck in the comments as I do, which is really what I shouldn't do because it does make me very angry. Because I don't know how, as a profession, we can earn the trust of people, I guess. And I think that's probably where I need to stop and breathe for a second and be less angry at people. So sorry about that. Because I don't know any doctors. First of all, I don't know any doctors that get paid. Sorry, the chat pops up and I hate that because it interrupts me, interrupts my brain. I don't know people like whenever these GLP1 medications come up, somebody always chimes in about the COVID vaccine. Thank you, Dre. I'm glad you're learning a lot. And I hope I didn't piss anybody off. Well, I mean, I guess I want to piss a couple people off, but just not the vast majority. I got to do a bell curve, right? But the COVID vaccine comes up and people say, oh, we got incentivized to give the COVID vaccine. No, we just got sick of people dying. We got sick of being terrified to go home and kill our children.
Yeah, there was a lot of misinformation about COVID. The whole hospitals get paid more for a COVID diagnosis and everything. That didn't help the public perception of, what we do or why we do it.
How do we turn that around? I mean,
I don't think to be honest, there's always going to be a level of mistrust. And I think a lot of it has to do more with what happens on the individual patient interaction rather than some stereotype that we're going to try to reverse. I don't know if we can. But I think if a patient sees you and says, look, they're out to help me, they're not trying to get something out of me, in real time, that's gonna, one at a time reverse that stereotype.
The vaccine did. The vaccine did. It said the vaccine didn't stop the spread like we were told. So we were in the ER at the time. Okay. And so I only had to make this decision once because we had one ventilator left. And they said, do you want to use the last ventilator for this 92-year-old patient? And I had to make that decision. Be truthful. Okay. Well, I don't, dude, like I told you about my colon. Like, am I not? Like, I give you my LDL numbers, damn it. But anyway, the poisons in our medicines. Well, I don't know. So oxygen is poison at too high of a dose. Water is poison at too high of a dose. The chemical composition of water is H2O. Okay. It's got chemicals in it. Ooh, darn, So I need us to stop being so polarized, I guess. I'm grateful that I only had to decide once to not put a patient on a ventilator during COVID. We have to prevent pandemics. We have to prevent the snap, for those Marvel fans out there. The goal is to prevent the snap. Yeah. The goal for us in our practice is to make a life better one at a time. That's what we try to do. And I agree, Aubrey, getting vaccinated is your choice. It's just tough because the reason for vaccinations is herd immunity, and we can't do herd immunity if half the herd's not vaccinated.
Well, and C.S. Wheezy is saying people could still get COVID with the vaccine. Correct. Absolutely. But guess what? When I was in the urgent care, because that's where I was practicing through this whole craziness, pre-vaccine, we had absolutely healthy, low risk factor people coming and dying, unfortunately, within days. One of them was actually one of our hospital administrators. And he had no reason he should have died. I swabbed his nose and had to call him and tell him he had COVID. And next thing I knew, I was hearing through the stuff that he was on a ventilator. So that's what happened pre-vaccine. After the vaccine, I could tell elderly people, you'll probably just have a head cold. That was the difference. And I got to thankfully prevent my mother from being exposed pre-vaccine. Post-vaccine, she got a head cold. So that was the difference. But pre-vaccine, we watched people get those whiteout lungs and
the cotton balls
process and coming in, half dead and calling the ER. Okay, now we're going to another
Okay, so I want to get off the vaccine topic because I actually was asking this morning. So the medical malpractice thing is interesting because medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in the U.S. Now, this is a bigger question. This gets into my coaching of healthcare providers because people have no idea what healthcare providers go through. And thank God, right? I always said in the ER when I was in there full time, we see things that people shouldn't see. We're tired. We're broken. The system's even more broken. So let's just end that part on this system is really flawed. And what we try to do as a practice is it is true lifestyle medicine. We work on the life of our providers. We work on the lives of our patients. In my coaching practice, I work on helping people navigate the healthcare system because even as a doctor, trying to navigate the healthcare system is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just got a bill yesterday. Sounds like teachers. Same. Because we kept trying to make systems better by adding things on. Adding protection. Oh, well, the lawyers will protect you. Okay. But then the insurance company's got to, we need more money because the lawyers are going to sue us. Okay, well, then let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, every service we have is human to human. And that's why we do what we do. So, lifestyle medicine isn't just for the patient. I had somebody on my Instagram feed talk about don't try to change the profession. You're not going to change the profession. You're not going to change the system. I'm probably not, but we're going to try. We're going to try from the ground up. We're going to try to teach healthcare providers to maybe do things differently and have a little bit more in the tank, you know?
Oh, did you see Sweezy's last comment? No, and Sweezy, we love being able to talk to our patients like this. Not a lot of practices do this, and like we do this free for everybody, like in the world. And then on Wednesdays with our patients, we give them an hour of our time. Not everybody talks; some people do, and you have typically all five, 6 of us there, and you literally have an hour with us and ask anything you want, pretty much anything. And you know,
pretty much anything. It gets a little.
And a lot of times, like, you know, I might not like, okay, I think I feel pretty confident, or I'm like, I'm not sure. And then you have 5 other people's opinions the patient can have right then and there, which you don't get with your doctor. You're lucky if you get 5 minutes with your doctor, let alone an hour with 6 people. So yeah, we absolutely love doing this. This is like my favorite part of the week. You know, it's like, oh, I got to go do this because it takes time out of my day. But after when I'm done, I absolutely am happy I did it every single week.
Every time. I know. I don't know if you guys saw this we have a group company Slack did you see the side effect video I posted by Ellie Cordova? You have to watch it. It's hilarious. Because it talks about like the advertisements, like the drug advertisements. And it's the funniest thing. Just look up Ellie Cordova and drug side effects. You got to look at the humor in it though, because I mean, I'm not going to lie. When I see a Domino's pizza commercial on TV with the pepperoni curling up, it makes my soul happy. Like, I'm seriously like, oh my God, I need that pizza. That is my brain. Highway to hell right there. Let's go. I have to interrupt that drift. I've got to take control over that. I very rarely watch TV, but if it's on like college football or whatever, and I'm walking by and it's on, it's a huge trigger for me. And because I'm human, although I'm a doctor, I'm actually human, obviously, make lots of mistakes. God, there's just so much. There's so much to say about all this, you know. I know pizza. I know. And it's with crunchy pepperoni on top, man. I'm telling you. Extra cheese. But because that's what our brains like it, right? We all have human brains, and it's the reward system gone awry. I actually have a real medical question, not tinfoil hat ideas. I can't. Guys, don't make me laugh. It hurts so bad to laugh today. So the question for those of you on TikTok, I actually have a real medical question, not just tinfoil hat ideas. Have y'all noticed a higher rate of gastrointestinal problems in women, 60 to 30-year-old women? I think I've noticed a lot of everything, like inflammatory disease in general. It's out of freaking control. And what do you guys think?
I think I'm skewed because that's all I see is problems. No one comes to see me typically at the ER because they're having a great day.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm skewed because that's all I see. With what we do with these GLP1s, I mean, other than like some constipation and some nausea related to the medication, all I do is see improvement in these kinds of things. So.
And even so one of the interesting things that GLP1s do improve in our patient population is episodes of hypoglycemia, even not in diabetics. I find that fascinating because I think it allows your body to utilize nutrients better. And maybe that is because your GI transit time is slowed and you're not just shoving shit through, literally.
Well, bottom line is there's a lot of safety data on these meds. I mean, we're not, we don't prescribe vaccines. We're not here to promote vaccines. We're here to promote GLP1s and talk about the benefits. And there's a lot of data, especially Eli Lilly still has patients in clinical trial. I mean, we know how safe they are. We know how to use them appropriately. And we're not going to just put you on a medicine that's going to precipitate a bunch of side effects if you're at risk for those. We talk about them before we actually put you on them.
And a lot of this with like GLP-1s, like initially, diabetes, but they keep doing them. And these people in these studies always have other comorbidities. And they're like, holy shit, it does this too. Holy shit, it does this too. Like, it's helping sleep apnea. Like it's about like next month, it should be approved for obstructive sleep apnea. We're finding just incidentally that patients like with PCOS, it's like curing it. People are coming off their biologics with autoimmune disorders because of these GLP-1s. So, I mean, we're learning so much more, and they're still, they're in their infincy, you know, with respect to the
ones
new
that really
ones.
work, right?
That's
that
the
really
whole
work.
point. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you can say, yeah, 10 years from now, there might be lawsuits. Well, 10 years from now, the people that didn't take them are going to be dead from their obesity disease that they didn't do anything about. So yeah, there's always a risk and benefit, but the benefit and the upside on these is outrageously high.
Yep. And lifestyle changes that it allows you to do. Sharon on TikTok said, I feel for the first time in my life, I can control what I put in my mouth.
Yeah, up above. She's 55 years old, grew up in a family bakery, and have been overweight my whole life since I started Sema. That's when I feel like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then mindful.
No. Excuse me. Yeah, no, I meant just in general, because there's a lot of Crohn's, IBS, GI issues. I don't know if it's just diagnosed more, you know, because, you know, 40, 50 years ago, you had a sour stomach, or you just, you know, we just didn't know. So the medical advances allow for increased diagnosis and testing. You know, people didn't go to the ER thinking, oh, I might have appendicitis. They stayed home and ate chicken soup until their appendix burst and they got really sick.
Well, I think Sweezy's somewhat like with food supply. Yes, I mean, I think with crappy food supply, you know, people change their diets and a lot of their GI symptoms improve, like, you know, their inflammation improves and a lot of the symptoms go away. I mean, to the point where even like with marijuana and I said the word, in some places, you know, where it's legalized, like you know, it's so like the potency is so high, they start to have side effects. Like they start to have abdominal pain and vomiting, and they get CAT scanned and scoped and labs done and see 50 specialists, and they find nothing. And it's all related to this elevated, you know, level.
This new habit that they adopted.
Yeah. You know, so anything that causes inflammation and these, you know, things. And I completely think, yes, a lot of it's related to food, because everything is processed that some people eat. Everything.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And diet is the first place to go, which is why we're a lifestyle medicine practice, not just a bunch of pill pushers, you know?
Yep. That's what, a lot of times we get flagged if we say some of those words.
On TikTok if we say the words. So we're trying to.
I get to diagnose that all the time.
And you know what? That looks exactly like in practice is gastroparesis.
Yes, it does.
Funny that. You know, because everybody thinks it's.
And don't get me wrong there. I would rather people use that than alcohol.
I don't know.
I've never seen anybody come in the ER. Well, I mean, edibles.
The new research coming down the pike about that.
And it might be bad, but I know what alcohol does. And I've been seeing for the last 20 plus years, seeing people dying of alcohol.
Oh God.
Yellow, looking like
the yellow ones. I can't handle it.
They look like they're 27 months pregnant, you know, like this gigantic belly full of 8 liters of fluid. Like it's awful. That
got drained a month ago or a week ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. No, I know. And I mean, I've got a lot of alcohol in my family, alcohol problems in my family. We also have a lot of alcohol in my family. And I mean, it's my family's not unique, right? It's Thanksgiving week, right? I mean, think about this. It's celebrations. What do we use on holidays? We use alcohol, we use food to celebrate. So maybe as we end this live, because I really have to go so I don't pee my pants. I'm never going to lie to anybody. But I think the biggest thing about this Thanksgiving week is to be very thankful. Today's Tuesday. Please, God, tell me I didn't miss a meeting. Hold on.
Well, while you're looking at that, Mindful Memories, hoping things up brings down my CRP. Yes. In the studies, CRP does come down on these types of medications. The higher the dose, the bigger the decrease in the CRP.
Yes. Agreed. Yeah. It should bring down your CRP.
One more PSA to help all the poor suffering providers out there and me on the lines. We cannot fix viral illnesses before Thanksgiving. I'm so sorry. We can't.
Yeah. If you came up with symptoms yesterday, it's not sinusitis unless you were exposed or something.
And there's nothing that we can give you to prevent transmission to your family members.
And Tamiflu sucks.
Mask and hand washing is the best thing you can do.
Mask it up, wash your hands. Yeah, the tough part is the food is so palatable that if you put a processed meal in front of someone and a whole foods meal, more often than not, people will choose the processed meal because it's the brain triggers. And it, you know, you go to a homeless shelter and give them food, they're going to want the donuts more than the apples. It's an unfortunate reality. It's compliance. And how do we change that? You know, do you change it by regulation? Did prohibition change alcohol? You know, I don't know. Is it regulation? I think it's got to be something. Now, the good news is since the GLP1s have actually been effective at weight loss and interrupting that dopamine hit, and the reward cycle, snack food sales are down 8%, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty cool because, you know, the best way to shut down fast food companies, the best way to shut down snack companies is a boycott. We'd shut them down real fast if nobody bought them.
Awesome. This is Kathy's favorite live.
Yay!
Yeah. Sorry, got a little angry today. It's been building. It's been building. I actually did a live the other day that people could kiss my Ozempic ass. And I actually said it on a live. I was so angry the other day. I was so pissed. That's why C-Sweezy hit me at like it's like been 3 days of me being angry because I've been on the patient side, right? So I've been.
Exactly. Yes, no, I'd like, some of our food rules similar to some of the European stuff, like a lot of these things, like these, preservatives
Laugh. I really have to.
that are illegal in other countries. We're using them.
I know, little Debbie. I mean, that stuff should not exist. Like, it should not exist. That is not solving the starvation problem we have. Somebody actually posted on Spencer's Nadolski's post this morning, like, it's not about the money because you can get beans, bananas, rice really cheap. It's a great staple. Nobody's going to eat boring food given the options we have. You know, I mean, look at the food recipe sites. Like, it's all about enjoyment. It's all about, and I get that you do want to enjoy your food, but it's hard. It's hard. I mean, I'm 50 and I struggled and I now have heart disease and GI issues because of my binging history, guys. I own that. Oh, by the way, it's not genetic. My mother got her calcium score at 72. Her score is 2. You know what her calcium score is? 0. It's all behavioral for me. Do you know how shitty that makes me feel?
Well, you have a dad too.
Yeah. I don't have heart disease anywhere in my family. Like, no one I've ever known in either side has ever had a heart attack.
Wow.
Ever.
I got a big family. We got everything.
We do have some GI cancers, chronic low level drinking type things, probably alcohol. We've got some cancers, but no one I know in either side has ever had a heart attack.
Wow.
Great grandparents. My great grandma lived till she was 96. Like,
I need you to send me this info on how to ask for this calcium test because I'm about to go for my physical.
No.
My dad had his first heart attack at 42.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you need to do it in. Like Kathy said, my family is the commercial for heart disease. Yeah. No.
First heart attack at 42, managed to survive that in 1976, and then
Mama starting Wegovy. Hold on, we got to get this before we go. Mama starting Wegovy. Can you please recommend where I can find the do's and don'ts? First of all, head to amspublicgroup.com on Facebook.
Lots of do's and don'ts there. First thing, find some hydration drink that you like. Doesn't matter which one it is. That's the best one for you. If you don't drink it, it's worthless, so it's not good. So stay hydrated with electrolyte drink. Find a protein source that you can get easily, whether it's liquids, protein powders, that kind of stuff at first, because you probably won't be able to eat very much. And you want to make sure you get your protein in. Aim for around 100 grams a day at first. But the biggest thing is stay hydrated, get your protein, and don't stress about it too much. Before you take that first dose, do not have a last hurrah meal, because you will get, if you do that and then take your shot, you will get sick.
Yeah,
it works incredibly fast for some people. But those are the big things. But yeah, head on over there.
Yeah, go to AMS Public Group. And I didn't even think about this. If you're not in our states, you can go to our stuff. Your doctor just prescribed it. I do address management of GLP-1 prescriptions from other people, not medical advice, of course. But at drmocoaching.com. If you get in before the end of the year, it's only $49 a month forever. So it might be worth it, especially if your doctor is a traditional doctor who can only spend a minute and a half with you and say, here's your prescription, hope it goes well.
That, and come on back next week. Tell us how it went. And if you have any other questions, we'll love to answer them for you.
Yeah, we're here every Tuesday at 10 a.m. I'm usually live sometime on Friday. I'm going to try to go live at 10 a.m. on Fridays on just TikTok. No, we're just TikTok. Website. Our website is amstelehealth.com. And you can always go there. Like Linda gets her prescriptions from her doctor and still is one of our patients because we do a lot more than, we actually have patient lives that are very specific to patients. You described my doctor. Facebook group is AMS Public Group, Active Medical Solutions. So amspublicgroup.com is the Facebook group. My coaching, you can find me through Dr. Mo Coaching. $49, not for the year. It's $49 a month. So we do, we do calls. We do Monday Mindset. We do, and building the community itself right now because there's a course in there, a fat loss course in there. All kinds of stuff. We do mindset, the financial aspect of wellness, and then the fat loss stuff, right? Like, what you should be doing. Hi, Annette. Okay. So on that note, I got to go. I totally forgot that it's Tuesday. Oh my God, what a mess. And we are about as real as it gets, right? Like, for sure. Beth, you're late. We got to go.